Hello, my name's Crystal Branscombe, and the type of group I will be talking about this week is a self help group. The particular group I attended was a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous. Um, the group was on a Friday night. It was extremely packed. There wasn't a empty chair in the room. There were actually some people standing in the back. Um, Before the group, there were particular uh, readings that are read before every meeting, and then they said the Serenity Prayer and started the meeting. This particular meeting was a speaker meeting, and that is where and a member of the group shares their story um, of their experience, strength, and hope of their um, journey to recovery. They share what it was like, so what happened, like before they got sober, what it was like growing up for them, and what led them to doing substances or alcohol. Um, and then they talk about what happened, kind of what led them up to getting into recovery, and then what their life looks now that they are in recovery and sober. So during this man giving his lead, the room was very quiet. Everyone was very respectful and listening, giving the speaker their attention. There was moments of laughter when the audience could either relate to something that was being said or something was just funny. Um, and then, he also talked about working the 12 steps and the impact that's had on his life. Um, and you could definitely feel a sense of camaraderie between the group members, and just there was a certain feeling in the room of respect and caring, and sharing that common problem of alcoholism. Um, so after the speaker was done sharing, the group applauded him. Um, they closed the meeting with a reading and handing out of sobriety chips, and then they said a closing prayer. It was actually a birthday celebration that evening, and two people were celebrating large milestones in recovery. One person was celebrating 4 years, and another person was celebrating 7 years of sobriety. And after that meeting, there was fellowship and cake. The purpose of this group is to help people who suffer from alcoholism. So they have a book they call the Big Book, which is titled Alcoholics Anonymous. They are a 12-step program whose members work all 12 steps with a sponsor. The group members seem to be equal, and there is no hierarchy. The chairperson is a volunteer to chair the meeting, and they pick or hand out the readings of the other members to read. The meeting is a self-help group whose members share a common problem. In this case, it is alcoholism. So there are voted positions for each home group, but there is no particular leader of the group. Everyone works together, in their positions, and everything is voted on, and everyone has an equal say. Um, in this group, I mainly saw Caucasians. There was a few other races in the room, and I get the feeling that all people are welcome. Uh, I just think that in that particular area, that's just kind of what that looks like. But I know there are meetings in other areas where you'll see all kinds of different, very diverse groups of people, um, including handicapped people and things. Now, I didn't see any in that particular group, but there definitely is in other places. Um, this group is in the forming stage of development. Um, so the they function at a very high level. Um, so the purpose of the group is focusing on reaching the goal, and that's to help people have a better life in recovery, to teach them, give what was solely freely given to them. So sharing their journey of recovery and sobriety and giving others hope, that they can get well too. Um, so, usually, everybody has a pretty strong understanding, knowing one another, and they do trust each other in the group and rely on one another and have got pretty close throughout that time. Um, so if there's disagreements and stuff, they always vote on those things. So, you know, there's always going to be disagreements in areas, but the majority rules. Um, so if there's some kind of change needs to take place, they will come to an agreement by voting. Um, so if you want to become a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, all you have to do is show up. And, the only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. So, that's pretty much it. It's open to all people who, are alcoholics and, have some kind of desire to stop drinking. And also, there are open meetings where anybody can come, to observe or see, But if it's a closed meeting, it's specifically for alcoholics. Um, the group chairperson, um, their interaction was, very kind, open to one another, and respectful. Um, I don't really feel like there were any negatives particularly observed. Um, and at this meeting, particularly, it wasn't a discussion meeting, so that person was given their lead. So, there were people who read the readings and said the prayer, but for the most part, everyone was listening to this person's lead and being respectful to hear his experience, strength, and hope. Um, so, as far as confidentiality goes, I mean, it is Alcoholics Anonymous. So, outside of, you know, people just refer to themselves as alcoholics by their first name. Um, of course, other group members, I mean, they come to know they're not anonymous to one another, just at a public level. So, that's how they keep their um, anonymity. Um, then that's a respectful thing. They don't just go up to one another and be like, "Hey, you're a member of Alcoholics Anonymous." They respect that. Um, so, it's the saying is what's said here stays here. So, you're not supposed to talk about anything that happens outside of a meeting, Um, and that's just respect for the other members and their privacy and what's going on. Um, my overall reaction to the group is that it's a positive thing. It's not something I'm new to. So, um, I was actually, you know, really glad to go and be a part of and hear this person's story. It was very inspiring, to see so many people who have been through such difficult roads, and know that they can come out the other end and have a good life and things be good for them. And just hearing the struggles people go through, it gives a person hope, that's for sure. um, yeah, and that is the self-help group that I attended, and I do have some photos attached, and I do have permission from the people in the photos to post that photo. So um, they did give me permission to post that photo, and I hope you all enjoyed um, this presentation of a self help group I attended. Thank you.